because most often in Liberia, people come out with good ideas, good laws, but implementing them is one of the issues that we are faced with. So I think that is interesting, and I hope that they're going to press forward to see how best such a bill can be, worked on.
So that's it on the papers today. I don't know if you have anything from your end.
Yeah, I have something from my end. Let's see. This is what I have for now. I'm taking it from the Inquirer newspaper.
Okay.
And it says here, committee confirms allocation of fiscal year 2024 budget. But, okay.
What about for?
I don't know.
What about this
sorry
for?
about that. Yeah, it says here, committee confirms allegations of fiscal year 2024 budget. But, so why is the but is all about? Let's go through it and see. It says members of the House of Representatives have endorsed the report of the specialized committee set up by House Speaker Funati Kofa to investigate alleged alteration of the approved fiscal year budget. But many was left pondering over the House's decision to endorse the report, which confirmed the alteration of the budget without identifying the culprits and ensuring that he or she face prosecution. It can be recalled that the specialized committee was set up by Honorable, that's the House Speaker, Honorable Funati Kofa, after Representative Clarence Gar and Senator Amara Kone raised concern about the alleged alteration of the approved 2024 budget and the allocation therein. Gar and Kone also mentioned several key budget items that were allegedly altered without proper authorization, leading to discrepancies in the allocations of funds, thereby raising concerns about transparency and accountability of the country's financial management. In addition to the ensuring, let me get this straight. In addition to the ensuring that the root cause of the allegation was brought to light, the Speaker put on hold the recast budget submitted by the executive till the outcome of the investigation, despite its urgency. But surprisingly to some representatives, including onlookers, the House opted not to take immediate action against those implicated, but instead went on to endorse the committee's report following a motion from Representative Josiah Marvin Cole. Also, despite the findings, no penalties or disciplinary action were recommended or taken against those found culpable, thus leaving the saga unresolved and bringing into question whether the Honorable House of Representatives is serious about its fight against corruption. However, the committee's investigative report revealed that the motion passed by the plenary to have the budget or to have budget performance report submitted to the Public Accounts Committee had been altered, as the reports were also redirected to the Legislative Budget Office without plenary approval. Too many violations.
So much.
The committee's report further detailed several key findings, including the Ministry of Finance admission to realigning and reclassifying sectorial appropriations, as these changes were made without proper legislative approval. So it's just like the same thing that we've been reading over and over, but
in different
versions. Okay, so this whole thing about the budget, we were kind of pulled hold to it a while, to see, because we've been talking about it since Monday. Today is Thursday, and see as to whether something is being done about it, because sometimes people get so annoyed with the national legislature because of their behavior.
But
Sometimes they want to do something, but they will take their own time. And sometimes, if they want to do it, they will find out first as to whether it is in their interest before it can be done as fast as possible. If it is not in their interest, they take their own time to do it, and which I think is not good enough for Liberia.
Tony, when when this whole budgeting started, it raises a lot of concern in the Liberian community, right?
Mhm.
And looking at the budget being delayed, are people looking at it critical effect on national development? Are people looking at how would it affect the local community? Because look, Tony, in the budget, this is the 2024 fiscal year we are discussing. And so if the budget cannot be recasted and to be enacted as a law so that the government can work with this, it will hinder government's operation. And where fundings were being allocated for clinics, hospitals, schools, there will be no fundings. You understand?
Mhm.
So that's why the legislature needs to put its feet on fire and make sure that investigations into this matter is being swiftly done so that the national budget can be passed and let fundings be disbursed to all of the allocated institutions, local community projects, so that some districts, social development funds can also be given. Other than that, it will hinder the operation of development in this country. So if the lead delay until the fiscal year comes to an end, what becomes of the next fiscal year? So those are things that we need to look at, and the legislatures need to put their feet on fire in ensuring that this is done. You cannot be delaying with national budgets as such. So I think that's my opinion on that.
And I think it's kind of serious. Well, folks, they just listening to that development there from one of our papers, the Inkora newspaper, which is the which talk about the budget that was being altered illegally, most especially up to now. Who are those behind it? They are yet to be found. But let's bring you this next development quickly, also from the Inquirer newspaper, which says Liberia reaffirms ties with China at the Forum on China Africa Cooperation Conference.
And I think the president is in China currently.
Yeah. And so, Aries, for those of you listening, the cash giveaway still going on. Yeah, the cash giveaway still going on. So you can use the code from last night. The code is *799 *60#. Because as soon as we leave from here, RCD Gallo will be here to announce some of you who may be winners. All right, so you can keep placing your bet to *799 *60#. Now, it says here, Liberia's Foreign Minister, Cyril Beslo Yanti, has re-emphasized the robust and enduring relationship between Liberia and the People's Republic of China during her address at the 9th Ministerial Conference of the Forum on Africa, that's Forum on China Africa Cooperation, held in Beijing. Minister Yanti highlighted Liberia's unwavering commitment to the principles and objective of Forum on China and Africa Cooperation under the leadership of President Joseph Boakai. She affirmed that the long-standing bilateral relationship which subsists between Liberia and China continues to yield mutual benefit. Driven by a shared vision of cooperation and development, reflecting on Liberia's foreign policy, Minister Yanti noted that the nation's steadfast adherence to the One China policy, which was formally adopted nearly 2 decades ago. She said, our relationship with China is anchored in a shared vision and goals as articulated by our leaders, President Joseph Boakai and President Xi Jinping. She stated, pointing to joint efforts in areas such as industrial capacity development, infrastructure, trade facilitation, and green development. Minister Yanti also praised the Forum on China Africa Cooperations platform, which continues to play a crucial role in enhancing economic cooperations and promoting soft cooperation over the past 21 years. She expressed Liberia's eagerness to further strengthen its ties with China and acknowledged China's ongoing support for public-private partnership, which forms a strong pillar for Liberia's development. Finally, on behalf of President Boakai, she said, the government and the people of Liberia, we extend our deepest gratitude to the People's Republic of China and our partners for their continued support to Liberia, thanking President Xi Jinping and the Chinese government for hosting the ninth ministerial conference. That is, in as much as we sit on this radio and talk about some of the bad things the government are doing, the things that are not supposed to happen.
We also have to praise them for the good
when they
ones.
say they want to do the good things, we have to talk about. That's why we are balanced, right?
But then, Tony,
Yeah.
From the paper you just read,
Yeah.
for me, there are one thing that has come to my knowledge.
Okay.
The president has traveled since his inception as president of the Republic of Liberia extensively. The president has attended so many conferences and international engagements. But my question, and I know, I want to believe that Liberians are also asking similar questions. What will be the outcome, the impact of those conferences?
That's what
How
she said.
soon are developments or engagements from those conferences and meetings and international engagements will affect Liberia positively? What is the president bringing back home that will touch the lives of the local Liberians?
So that's why the foreign minister is in China attending the conference. And I know after that they'll have some, meetings, they'll have some discussion in the interest of Liberia. And I know because China is growing fast when it comes to
technology,
trade, cooperation and other stuff, as well as engineering. So there's a possibility this administration, because President Joseph Boakai has been a vice president before, and he never had the opportunity to have done what he's doing right now, meeting world leaders, discussing issues of national concern and in the interest of Liberia. Yes, just of Liberia. Okay, so I strongly believe that negotiations will take place in the interest of Liberia, because no president will want to lead this country or lead his or her country without any improvement, without any good bilateral relationship with other countries in making sure that some important issues or matters are settled or are handled with other countries. Like China, inviting China and having a very good relationship with China is going to help a lot, because the Chinese people are good at infrastructure development, as well as in some cases human resource capacity building, and you just name it. So I think for that, I'm ready, hearing the government for that, and I hope something good is going to come.
And the president was just in Indonesia.
Yeah, he was in Indonesia, and I think it is the same about the interest of Liberia, seeking the interest of Liberia, and wanting more country to come in to invest into this country, bring in more factories, bring in more, just do something better for Liberia. That's why the president is moving about.
And so are you still there?
Yeah, so I want to bring one more story before I come back to you from the Front Page Africa newspaper. This is something that is going to affect everybody in Liberia. This story that is coming up.
Okay.
Most especially
positively, or
most especially downtrading masses.
Okay.
We call them the downtrading masses.
Yeah, the
They
local
should, they're
people, the
supposed to be the
voters.
ordinary citizens, but
Yeah,
we call them the downtrading masses. That's the kind of name the politicians have put into our mouth.
and they are the people who makes who are the employer
Mhm.
of those in government today. They are the employer. They give them power.
No, but those in power right now don't know that these are the people that employ them. They do their own thing, you know. So let's get to this development quickly. Here it says here. Let me see if I can lay my hand on it very fast. Okay, let me get this one. It says here. Okay, so I'm on it.
Yeah, okay.
It says Ivory Coast threatening to cut CLSG electricity lines over 19.6 million unpaid debt. I'll clear my throat. Clifton, you have to try to give me a bottle of warm water. Okay. It says here Ivory Coast threatening to cut CLSG electricity lines over US 19.6 million unpaid debt. Are you there, Achi?
Yeah, I'm following.
You know, these kind of headlines, they are good to be read over and over, you know, for people to understand exactly what we mean. Ivory Coast threatening to cut CLSG electricity lines over US 19.6 million unpaid debt.
Wow.
So let's really headline in our local.
Yeah, the very in a very
Colloquial.
local colloquial, so that the people will understand what.
My people, Ivory Coast says, or the people threatening us that they can cut the CLSG land that can give up power, that giving up current from their country. They can cut it because we owing them 19.6 million US dollars. That the people talking, they say they can call it. If we can't pay the debt we owing them, they can call it. It means the current we enjoy now, we will not enjoy it again. So it means we can be in another darkness again. But let me read further. It says here that Boakai administration effort to stabilize and expand Liberia's electricity supply are facing a serious threat after Ivory Coast warned that it will cut off power to Liberia if the government fail to settle its substantial debt. We'll finish reading it in the book man way. We'll come to the simple man way. The warning was issued by the Ivorian government through the campaign Ivorian Electric. I'm not French, so they want it in French. So I'll try my best to pronounce it the right way. The warning was issued by the Ivorian government through the campaign Ivorian Electric, the country's electricity provider. In a letter sent by Front Page Africa, the CRE informed the Liberia Electricity Corporation, EDC, that Liberia's outstanding debt had reached $19,691,647 as of the end of June 2024. The Liberian electricity or the Ivorian electricity sector currently grappling with financial difficulties due to rising generation costs has declared the debt unsustainable rather. And of course, I can tell you that Blaze FM have let me get this straight. Let me get it first before. Okay, Blaze FM have a copy of the letter here in our possession, and of course, we can assure you that we'll place that letter on our official Facebook page while we're talking about this whole thing. So the reading continues. It says here, in the communication dated August 26, 2024, the Ivorian Electricity Company expressed frustration over LEC's failure to honor its commitment to timely payment. As a result, CRE warned that it will be left with no choice but to suspend power supply to Liberia. Furthermore, please note that during our last collection visit in February 2024, you informed us of a new clearance plan with a view to reducing the level of unpaid MV bills. To date, this plan has not been complied with, as no payment has been made since the start of the period covered by the plan. Therefore, please note that in the absence of a response from you within 15 days regarding the above mentioned situation, we shall have no other choice than to implement the provision of Article 11.4 and 21.3 of the Power Sale Agreement relating respectively to the supervision or the suspension of power supply and termination in the event of default by purchaser. Now, we don't want to speak in that BB
Oh yeah,
Boto.
yeah. We
Yeah.
the users of the
They
coin.
said this letter stated, or that's what the letter said, what I just read. Finally, uh, in response to the looming crisis, EDC has urgently appealed to the Ministry of Finance to release funds to prevent the Ivorian government from cutting off the electricity supply. In a letter dated September 3, which was on day before yesterday, LEC CEO Money Captain wrote, LEC has received notice from CRE that cross-border supply of electricity through the CLSG will be suspended within 15 days. As you will note, the 2024 national budget allocated the amount of $3 million for payment against energy debt to CRE of Cote d'Ivoire with monthly installments of $228,263.20, which was based on a reschedule of our cross-border debt upon the intervention of President Joseph Boakai during his official visit to Abidjan in March of 2024. So let me hold it right there. We also have the EDC communication in possession of Blaze FM. But let me come to you first and ask you as to whether you have something to say about this whole thing.
Well, Tony, it's the Liberian people that have more to say about this. Because get to understand that if Liberia cannot pay debts on to its Ivorian counterpart, what becomes of the electricity we are using? So that means you have the Liberian population going to be in dark.
I don't know if we already started experiencing this, but
because
the people saying the period of 15 days. So.
Le Moncofe here, the Moncofe then cannot supply the entire country. So this is the same line from the Ivory Coast that is being used as the JEP supplying Grand Gile, Grand Basso, Bonk County, Nemba County,
Magibi as well.
Magibi as well. So if Africa stop supply and the cut of our line, it's a big blow. And you know we cannot run the radio station without electricity. To some extent, when we are not using LEC, we use our machine, right? But how many local people that have back-off machine when they are not using the electricity? At least somebody can afford to buy the $5 token, the $10 token, and carry them for a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks or so. So this will be an embarrassing situation, Tony. Seriously embarrassing. And I don't know why. And we don't want to say that the debt the Ivorian are talking about is just in this Bwaka government. No. These
they said the letter said, let me go back to it.
Read the letter.
Let me go back to it quickly. Let me see if I can lay my hands on it quickly. It says here, okay, so Let me take it from the beginning. It says, I'm taking it from the beginning, okay, quickly.
Sure.
The Bouaga administration effort to stabilize and expand Liberia's electricity supply are facing a serious threat after Ivory Coast warned that it will cut off power to Liberia if the government failed to settle its substantial debt. Okay, so it says here, in a letter seen by Front Page Africa, CRE informed the Liberia Electricity Corporation that Liberia's outstanding debt had reached $19,691,647 as of the end of June 2024. The Ivorian electricity sector currently, okay, let's leave that. It says here, in the communication dated August 26, 2024, the Ivorian Electricity Company expressed frustration over EDC's failure to honor its commitment to timely payment. As a result, CIE warned that it will be left with no choice but to suspend power supply to Liberia. Then the letter says here, they say, furthermore, please note that during our last collection visit in February 2024,
Okay.
so they are saying during our last collection visit in February, so it means there's a possibility that the past administration and this current administration, the beginning of the electricity discussion, it means they cleared the debt. I'm not speaking for the Ivorian, neither the Liberian people. I'm just speaking as an individual in my view, that they have cleared our first debt. They did our first payment. That's what the people are saying. During our last collection visit in February, you inform us of a new clearance plan with a view to reducing the level of unpaid NV bills. So that means when they did our first clearance, when they did our first payment, they told the people that they are coming in with new clearance plan, new
So payment
plan of
for,
payment.
Yeah.
So that means that different administration, so that different payment plan they'll be having. That's why the letter is saying here. They say to date, this plan has not been complied with. I mean, as of August 26, since they wrote the letter, they say to date, this plan has not been complied with, as no payment has been made since the start of the period covered by the plan, which means from February coming onward to June, July, August, we're in September now, no way the payment has not been made. Therefore, please note that in the absence of a response from you within 15 days, so from the 26th of August, today is September 5th. So we should count it. So the people, we got less days to go. Within the period of 15 days, regarding the above mentioned situation, we shall have no other choice than to implement the provision of Article 11.4 and 21.3 of the Power Seal Agreement relating respectively to the suspension of power supply and termination in the event of default by the purchaser, by Liberia. We are the purchaser. We are the one purchasing.
That's the funniest part of the whole thing, Tony.
Yeah.
Liberia is 477 years old.
Yeah, her brother.
Subtract Africa's age from Liberia. It will be, if not twice.
You say if not?
So it will be so then Liberia should be talking about, like yesterday I said, we should not even be talking about robot now.
This is what Money Captain wrote. We request payment from the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning on June 3, 2024 in EDC letter reference to LEC CO 04124 in the amount of $1,141,316 covering installment from January to May 2024. You getting it?
Yeah.
An allotment was prepared for this request in August 2024 with no disbursement. Due to the current urgency and notice of suspension of service, I am requesting that the current allocation be upgraded to cover the installment payments for the months of January to September 2024 in the amount of $2,054,368.80 and disbursed before the 15-day suspension notice deadline. So you know, in Liberia, we can't take anything serious unless when they jamming us now. Before, so now the people say you're owing $19.6 million, and you are asking the government to give you $2,054,368.80. I don't know how you're going to reconcile that.
It's not even half of
Or
what
maybe the government is trying to carry that and say, "You know what happened?
Yep.
Yeah, we know all your plenty, but you're holding one. You
Yep,
don't
they
cut
accept
it.
it, yeah.
You don't cut it yet.
We'll
We're
be paying
fighting to
small.
clear your first debt. We owe you the 19.6 million. We'll clear that one.
Then
Then
carry
we'll
on the
start
second
another
payment.
one again. Yeah, but you're
But
just holding
Tony-
money. This is not supposed to be so, bro.
Tony, this is Liberia, and we have a few minutes to go, so that I think we're gonna take our final story.
Yeah.
From the front page Africa, I think I'll also read from that. This story is interesting, and I see the Chief Justice,
Siane
Yon is on the headlines. Says Chief Justice Young's hasty removal of Justice Clinton Johnson as Chief Justice in Chambers raises concern. And let me bring you a few paragraphs and we'll just
rabble
through it. We don't have much time. The recent appointment of Shannon Clinton Johnson as Associate Justice by President Joseph Human Boaka and her swift confirmation by the Liberian Senate initially symbolized its swift towards female dominance within the Supreme Court. However, this promising narrative has been abruptly disputed following the unexpected removal of Justice Clinton Johnson as Chief Justice in Chambers by the Chief Justice Siane A. Young. So I don't know. Yeah, you follow that?
I don't know, but actually, these are things that people overlook, but they don't mean well for our country, because those are people that deal with the law. Those are people that are at the highest point of
the Chief Justice, the Supreme Court is the founded appetite of justice in Liberia.
That's what I'm saying. These are the people that are at the hem of it.
Mm-hmm.
So tampering with them, I don't think that actually means well for our country. Already the justice system already crying on the how is not perfect, it's not good. Then someone that is there trying to but you see, these things when they happen, sometimes they draw your attention, they carry your mind way back to the people. To the likes of Cabinet Janet doing the way administration, something.
When he was being impinged.
Exactly, and so people tend to say, okay, yeah, but they did it during way administration. Why they can't do it now? So I don't think if something happened way back,
it should happen
again. That's why we kind of preach against people insulting the presidency, right? So if we say that and say, okay, yeah, so because people insulted former President Ellen Johnson-Sirleaf, so the right to insult George Weah, so it means they will be right to insult Joseph Boaka as well, because that's why we praise. That's why we say
and they will not be well for Liberia.
It is not good. So what we will always say to people on the radio, we encourage them to tell them that no, insulting the presidency is not good. Okay, so because Cabinet Janet was removed during the Weah administration, so that means Justice Clinton should be removed as well. I don't think that makes sense.
And I think the president is trying to be gender sensitive as the organizations are calling for, because now the report is saying that the Supreme Court bench is being dominant by females.
Okay.
Yeah. But then what is the intent of the Chief Justice? After the president make the appointment, the nomination, the House of Legislature swiftly accepted that, they confirmed her, making her to find her seat on the Supreme Court bench. So what is the intent of we're out of time, we cannot read further into this paper.
Yeah, but to conclude,
it's on Front Page Africa. It's on Front Page Africa. If you want to read the detail of that, you can follow up that. And don't forget the Blaze Radio on 90.7. We are also live on Facebook, and our YouTube channel is active. You can follow all of our activities there.
Yeah. Okay. So that's how we like to go home today. My name is Anthony. Achi is sitting at control today, but we'd like to ask you to join us tomorrow again. Tomorrow is Friday, right? I think that's a weekend edition of the papers.
Yeah.
And we are going to bring you not only political or human interest story tomorrow, but we also hope to bring you some entertainment news as well from the
Sure.
papers,
Sure.
most especially from Liberia.
Sure.
Have a pleasant, good afternoon.
So that was the voice of Anthony Phillips, and my name is Achi C. Bob Yene. We brought you today's edition of the papers today that brings you major happenings and headlines across Liberia. Join us tomorrow. And don't forget, we are also seeking sponsorship. If you want to be a sponsor that we advertise your businesses, all of your activities, be your organization, you can reach at the business office of Blaze and make that proper arrangement. And we will be here to advertise all of your activities here during the course of this program. Again, I'm out for now. Join us tomorrow for another wonderful edition of the program, The Papers Today.